This is the Mystery Ranch Mission Rover 45-liter backpack, and it's in the wood waxed colorway. I'll tell you, this bag has such an amazing feel to it. It's a waxed canvas, and man, does this bag have a nice feel and has kind of a rugged look. Let's take a closer look. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kendrick Dish, and I like to look at the tools that help me get my job done. I'm a full-time creative professional, and I'm on the move a lot. So I look at bags, I look at tools, I look at software, I look at cameras and computers, and I like to look at all that stuff and help us figure out what to do with it. So let's look at this bag. Mystery Ranch, company based out of Bozeman, Montana. Been making some great bags. They're very durable. Their little tagline, I think, is they say, built for the commute, whatever it may be. And so you can throw a lot at these bags and they can take it. Very tough. And this is a pretty good looking bag too. It's a very large bag. 45 liters is kind of the maximum that you're going to get with a carry-on size. The dimensions of this bag are 21 by 13 by 12. It should meet most domestic airline requirements. Although, if you got this thing really packed out, you might get some questions and you might have to check it. So be careful. It weighs in at 4.3 pounds. It's got a lot of organizational elements on the inside. Now, before we get into this, I need to give you a disclaimer. This bag was sent to me so that I could review it. The company that sent it to me was not Mystery Ranch, but instead a company called Huckberry. Huckberry is a website that sells gear for the adventurous guy. Now, that doesn't mean if you're a woman that you can't buy stuff there, but that just means that they market to adventurous guys. I think I fall into that. They thought I fall into that, so they started sending me a few items for me to review, and the best part is they also sent me one that I can give away. So I'm going to give this bag away to one of you lucky winners, one of you lucky people who's watching right now. This bag is worth it, so watch to the end, and I'll tell you how to enter the giveaway so you can get your very own Mystery Ranch Mission Rover 45-liter bag. The cool thing about this bag is it has 3 modes of carry. It has handles on all sides, which is great for throwing it up in the air overhead bin, pulling it out of the trunk of a car, carrying it around in between other ways of carrying it. And it also can carry as a messenger bag or a duffel style. It has a very interesting clipping mechanism. I've not seen this on any other bag, so I'm guessing it's proprietary. But it's got a little ring here, and it just basically snaps in, and then you're connected. It's got one on this side. There we go. We are off to the races. Now you can throw this bag over your shoulder and get to where you're going. Now, the nice thing that I like about carrying a bag over the shoulder, it can't be too heavy. That's one thing. It shouldn't be too big. One time I carried a bag that was full of camera gear, and I carried it over my shoulder, and it was very, 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 very heavy. I carried it for several days like that, and I came back from that trip, and my shoulder was literally bruised. That shouldn't be the way you do things. But a bag that's not that heavy with maybe some clothes in it, it works really well, because the way I travel, I often have a roller full of camera gear. So the roller is my camera gear. I have a backpack that's often is camera gear, and so my clothes go into a bag, usually a lot smaller than this, but over the shoulder is how I like to carry my personal stuff. Anyway, that's how I travel. This third way of carrying it, and probably the more common way, is through the backpack straps. They are completely stowable. This is the back of the bag. The backpack straps are tuckable, and via a standard clip that is available here on the side, boom, now you got a backpack strap. Let's do the other one real quick. There we go. Now we have backpack straps, and it comes with load lifters. These guys slip into these little loops right here. Mystery Ranch knows that sometimes you need to lift that load. It also has a stowable belt. It is not removable, but it is padded, and it is stowable for streamlined carry when it's in a messenger style. People have different opinions about belt straps. Let's not get into that too much, but at least it's stowable. It also has a luggage pass-through right here on the back, which is great because a lot of times, because I have a roller, I can throw it on top of the roller, and I did that, and it's a great way to carry a bag. I just did a video. You can see that video right up there. Click that, because I did a video about this bag compared to another mystery ranch bag called the Mission Duffel. Had the chance to put them side by side, look at both of them, compare them spec to spec, and you might like watching that video if you're trying to decide what bag to get. Again, the link is right up there. On the front of this bag is the tech organizer area. In a big horseshoe-shaped pocket, you have some organizing area. The laptop, you can put a laptop in here. Right now I have the iPad. And a couple of pockets, like you might put a mouse or a charger in here. These are not very big, but they are a little padded. I would appreciate some more dimension, some more volume to these, because it's kind of a narrow opening. I wish it could fit a few more, a little more depth. You know, this should be a little more elasticy. That's what I think. And I don't know why there's not more storage on here, but there's a couple pockets here on this lid. In this top one, it is large enough to hold a moleskin notebook, the thin one, which I like to travel with these things, just to write down all the stuff, you know. Write down, how am I going to be a millionaire? And start brainstorming, stuff like that. It has a vertical oriented pocket right here. And the cool thing about these is they are something that Mystery Ranch calls mono mesh, which I don't really know what all that means, but it's kind of a plasticky, mesh material. The holes on here are very tiny, and it has kind of if you can imagine if something they made mesh material out of fishing line, it kind of feels a little bit like that. It's a very plasticky kind of feel. It's not my favorite mesh I've ever seen, but it's nice that it's clear and you can see what's in these pockets. There is not much further depth down here, and there's not much depth to this whole pocket. It's just kind of a little bit of a, you know, just a little bit of a pocket for some extra things. But that's okay, because there's a lot of storage on the inside. Again, it's 45 liters, and there's a lot in here. Let's go ahead and open it up. Okay, the first thing you're gonna notice is it looks kind of like a suitcase on the inside, and it's designed to be a clamshell open backpack with storage on both sides. Now these two pockets, as far as I can tell, are identical. These whole areas are identical, except for one thing. This one's deeper than the other. So they are the same size and they have the same pockets in general, but one is deeper than the other. Both of them have a vertically oriented storage pocket here with no dividers. And so you can just put your things in here, whatever you want to access. I don't know what that might be, but they don't really have a lot of their own depth. So anything you put in here is going to take up the depth from the others, from behind it. I kind of wish, I don't know, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite pocket. It's okay. It's not my favorite. This is what I used on my holiday travels recently, and it was kind of hard to fill it. I mean, I didn't have that much clothing. I was only gone for a few days, and I didn't take all that much stuff, so it was kind of, I didn't get to use it to full capacity, but because it holds a lot. That's my point. It holds a lot of stuff. Let's take a look. Oh, look, what a surprise. Look what I got. This is Mystery Ranch's large spiff kit. Same wood waxed colorway. They meant to go together. We'll get into this in just a second. But I wanted to show you guys sort of the depth that we're talking about. I think this one is actually the larger pocket. But it's just got a big sort of suitcase style, and you throw your stuff in there and zip it up. It doesn't have the old-fashioned kind of straps that go across there to keep things in there. That's kind of what this is for. So you throw your stuff in there, you zip it up, and there you go. And again, it's got a zipper pocket here, the same thing. All right, so one thing that I discovered I didn't quite like about this bag a whole lot, and I think that maybe they should reconsider, this is kind of a nitpick, but let's examine a real world scenario. You're traveling through the airport, you realize that you want to put your jacket into the bag because it's hot in the airport. And so you take your jacket off and you want to stuff it inside. So you grab the bag, say you're wearing it. You're wearing the bag around your neck like that, and you want to get into it and you open it up. The problem that I have is that I can't access the main pockets from this position. This is the position it'd be hanging from, and if you open it up and see, the access is on this side. I have to unzip this direction, go all the way around on the inside to be able to access and stuff something in there. Why isn't the access up here so I can just unzip it from this side and drop something in? Now, they might make the argument that that's what this pocket right here is for. And I say, okay, fine. But why is the horseshoe shape going in that direction instead of this direction? So I can just leave it cracked open and have access to both pockets from this area. Now, maybe there's a good reason for it that I don't know about, but I want to see that change. I want to see the horseshoe zip reversed so that this can be opened up and you can access all your things. Let's say you're not trying to put something in here, you're trying to get something out. You need the jacket because now it's cold. So you have to set this bag down all the way, open it up, and do this sort of thing to take out your stuff. And that's the biggest pain point that I thought of when I was reviewing this bag. I already put the backpack straps away, but I forgot to mention what I think about carrying it like a backpack. And I wore it through the airport, and wearing it like a backpack, you can kind of see the backpack straps come out right here, and then they got these load lifters up here. And sort of my opinion around the backpack straps is that ultimately I felt like they were too low on the backpack. So the backpack is sticking up too far. I want the backpack straps to kind of be at the top. And so I felt like the backpack itself was just riding on my back too high. I also didn't feel like there was quite enough length on the straps themselves. And so how's it carry as a backpack? I feel like because these backpack straps come out about 4 or 5 inches down from the top, that ultimately it causes the backpack to ride a little high on your back, on my back anyway. And the other thing, I felt like the backpack straps were a little short on me. So I have a pretty big body, 6'3", pretty big chest. And a lot of times backpack straps, I feel like they're too short from here to here. This length is not long enough. And so what ends up happening is this part of the strap ends up resting right into my armpit, and it's not very comfortable. So let's put this on and see what that looks like. All right, so put it on and then cinch it down. And that bag, I feel like it's just riding a little high on my back. And then I feel like this strap is right here, kind of in my armpit. And if I put this thing across, it doesn't help a whole lot. If I put this across and tighten it up, it's just right there in my armpit. It's a personal gripe, not something that every person is gonna want to see changed, but for me, it matters. I want a longer backpack strap, maybe an inch or two longer. And I don't know if that's an engineering situation or a design thing, I don't know, but I hope somebody will take that feedback. Otherwise, Pretty comfortable. The straps are comfy. They're well padded. Mystery Ranch makes great straps. The other products I've reviewed, which you can see up here, some other Mystery Ranch. I have a whole playlist of Mystery Ranch stuff. Love the company. I like what they make. I like a lot of things that they make anyway. I think they're really innovative, really pushing the envelope of design on some stuff, like the tri-zip stuff. That's really cool. Look, I'm wearing a different shirt. This is a different day. This is 2 weeks later. I forgot to show you one of the pockets on this bag. It's on the bottom. It's got this nice pocket right here on the bottom that separates this area from the main pocket. So this is a good spot for some shoes. This is a good spot for maybe some dirty clothes, or right now, you know, I went ahead and I just stuck this stop kit in this bottom part. One of the things I've learned in my travels is that if you have a pocket kind of like this on a bag that you put in the overhead bin on an airplane, it can be pretty easy to access. So you could put your airplane goods in there just for easy access, maybe, you know, your things. How do you win this bag? I'm going to tell you in just a second. First, I want to look at this bag. This is the Mystery Ranch large spiff kit. Just a real quick look at this, because it matches. You might be interested in both if you're interested in this bag. Unzip this thing. It's got no external pockets. No external pockets. Everything's on the inside. It opens up in a clamshell design, just like that. Both of these two sides are almost exactly the same. So let's open up the blank one, the empty one. You can see in here, it's got various lash points and stuff points. It's got a zipper here on the outside for, you know, fit a shampoo bottle, no problem, but not much else. And it's got a couple pockets that are kind of mesh pockets here. I don't think they do a good job of keeping your items in the pockets. So I'm not real sure what to do with those pockets, because the stuff always just falls out. They don't keep it in there. And otherwise, just a big zippered area. And like I said, both sides are the same, except for one thing. On one side, it's got this handy little hook. So then you can hang the bag in on the towel rod, wherever you can hang things. That's pretty good. You can quickly kind of see it. I've got some things in here. So pretty cool. It's a pretty cool bag. One of the things on the outside that it does have is it's got a series of little lash points here, and maybe you can carry it or hang it on something with these. It's also got this one on the end. You can, if you take a close look at that, you can kind of see. Let's pop it out there. You can kind of see that it's got a little handle there, but that handle is stitched here and here. It's stitched in two places, which means this whole strap, which could be a handy hook strap, is sewn to the thing, and I just don't understand why this thing is sewn here. Why not give this a full-on handle? What I'm going to do is I'm going to unstitch it. I'm going to break those stitches, and then I'll have a nice handy strap to hang from. Oh, hey, it's me again. I went ahead and I cut these, like I said I was going to. I cut the straps to make this a nice little handle. Now, as you can see, it is quite handy to just hold. And you got it at both ends. When I did that stitching, it did leave a little mark on there, which I'll get a close-up of that. Little tiny little holes where the threads were. I don't think it's a big problem, but you know, you may not want to do that to your bag. I don't know. All right, back to the video. So anyway, Mystery Ranch, that's a little bit of feedback for you on that. I'm gonna do a giveaway on this bag. You gotta check the link in the description. It goes to my website where you say, I agree to the rules of the giveaway, and you enter your email address, and then you can actually refer some friends, and they can enter to win also, and you get some bonus points for referring your friends. And keep in mind, the giveaway is not sponsored. Huckberry was the one who donated the prize. Huckberry is a very cool website. I suggest you go check them out. The links for this and everything else we talked about are in the description. And let me know what you think. What do you think of the bag that I just reviewed. Do you have Mystery Ranch products? Give me some comments, because I like the comments. I like interacting with you guys. So let's hear it in the comments. I'll catch you guys on the next one.